64-bit legends. Welcome.
Legend of the game like GoldenEye, I'm more than right.
Yeah.
In the perfect dark is dreams that seem to come to light. 64-bit, the shit, it's as real as it
Yeah.
gets. We can
Yeah.
talk sports, games, and music, take your pick. Point with the news, pull up and crack a brew. Smoke one with the crew,
Smoke.
tune in and take a view.
Watch.
We here to raise the bar from the lowest mark. Sit your ass down and listen, it's time for the show to start.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, the world of podcasts proudly presents to you its future tag team champions of the world. Two Braids Bobby K, the chosen one Melvin Troy, the 64-bit legends.
Wow, that was powerful.
Yeah.
There was some power behind that.
Oh man, it came from the soul. I am Bobby Caboose, as always, looking for that fucking hot ass tag.
Oh,
Is
yeah.
Melvin Troy.
Fucking tag it in.
So, welcome back.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
We're back.
Yeah, we're back.
Better than ever.
Yeah, it's been a week. So we covered what? We covered paparazzi with Vince.
Yes.
We covered fucking toys and masturbating and fucking Hogan action figures watching you play with your dick as
I
you
forgot
drink
about
a
that.
nice ass root. And we may have lost our sponsor, but who gives a fuck? We're back.
Yeah. No, we're back in a big way. And we just got done streaming. So
We just
of
got done
course,
streaming. We got big things popping, little shit stopping on the stream.
Yep, there's some big stuff pop. We put some
Dude,
teases.
I am so excited
Yes.
for what we are going to be doing on Twitch.
I'm pretty pumped. I'm also pumped. We talked about. I want to bring this to the podcast because I know not everybody listens to the stream,
Yeah.
but
What? Dude, drop. Big dummy dick.
Yep. And not everybody listens to watches the stream. So there was. So that's how do we preface this? So there's a wrestler,
Yes.
a female wrestler by the name of Doudrop.
Yep.
And
It's International Women's Day, so dude,
Oh, yeah.
drop. International dummy dick.
So it's an interesting character because you think the name Dewdrop is like you imagine a drop of dew on a leaf, right? It's like a beautiful, like a nice,
That's
peaceful,
not what I think
serene
of
thing.
at all. I think of like a semi-truck of a woman. And
Well,
that's kind of what she is.
That's what I'm saying with the name. The name, you think of that.
You
then
can-
you see the
yeah.
then you see the person. You're like, whoa, this is.
You like they're not gonna have like Mandy Rose's name Dewdrop. Like that's
Yeah.
like a big girl name.
Yeah, I mean but it's one of those things where it's like when you call a big dude tiny.
Yeah.
Like it's that type of name. Like it's not it at all. And so to give you a little bit of insight, sometimes when we're watching wrestling, I'll notice that there could be an improvement that could be made.
Yeah.
Such as like their entrance music.
I'm not sure how much of an improvement it actually is, but it is entertaining.
There's, this is just in the privacy of my own home. We do this, and sometimes there's like Big Show.
Yeah.
Big Show. I feel he could have a theme song. It'd be cool. People would love it. They'd get excited. And it'd be like Big Show, Big Show. Everybody likes a Big Show, Big Show, Big Show. Yeah.
And then the whole crowd like does the wave.
Yeah, they do like a wave, and he comes out and he just like waves to him, like he's like a politician almost.
He sits in the back of like a chariot.
Yeah, he's like in a chariot, and he does like that slow rotational wave,
Yeah,
you know?
like the Miss America wave.
Yeah, he does like a little
But like with his big fucking gump hands.
yeah, and he gets himself to the ring. It's great, you know? Or like Biggie Langston, you know, he doesn't need all that like...
He doesn't even have the Langston anymore. It's just Big E.
Yeah, no, he needs Langston back, but it would just be like Biggie Langston.
And then like one little like pew, pew.
Yeah, no music. That's it. It's just Biggie Langston. Pew, pew. Yeah, that's all. You don't need a bunch of pyrotechnics. You just need one little firecracker, and everybody's gonna go nuts.
All right, those kind of suck. I'm not gonna admit.
Those
I'm not
are
gonna lie.
good.
Those kind of suck. But the Dewdrop one,
The Dewdrop one is good too. So
the Dewdrop one is by far your greatest work.
yeah, it goes a little something like Dewdrop, big dummy dick, Doudrop. She's a big dummy, Doudrop.
A big dummy thing. And then it's just a drum like boom, boom.
Yeah. So
It's like the earth is rattling.
yeah, it's got like a big like tribal drum sound. It's just like an impending. It's almost like the type of music you would hear as King Kong walks the streets of New York at the end of the movie. So anyway, we had that and we brought it to the stream the other day, and we showed everybody in the stream something private that we've talked about for quite some time.
Right.
And somebody in chat by the name of Mr. Twister went and did a little work, and I believe I'll be able to play this here for everybody. So take a listen to the work that he's done here. He's really outdone himself. He's done quite a few songs and jingles based off of the stream, which is at twitch.tv/Melvin Troy. And this one in particular, I think, just really takes the cake. So here it is.
And the winner of this match is...
She's a big dummy.
She's a big dummy.
She's a big dummy. Big dummy dick. Big dummy, big dummy. She's a big dummy. Big dummy dick. Big dummy, big dummy.
This is
She's
good.
a big dummy.
Oh yeah.
Big dummy dick.
There's a bobcat chasing my wife.
Big dummy. Big dummy dick. She's a big dummy.
Bobcat chasing my wife.
Dummy dick. She's a big dummy. Dummy dick. She's a big dummy.
Is he saying a bobcat attacking my wife or a bobcat chasing my wife?
I think it's a bobcat attacked my wife.
Oh, okay.
So let's back up a little bit because we forgot an important part about this for reference. So separate from the Doudrop song, which by the way is,
if it doesn't go top 10 on the 100 Billboard charts, then there's something wrong with it.
This has got to make the charts. This has got to be on Spotify, on every playlist. Put it in a playlist with Drake, it'll go viral.
Yeah.
But no, there was a video we watched the same day about, and this was viral about probably 6 months ago or so, where maybe longer than that, where a guy, him and his wife are peacefully getting into their car one morning, and while he's unlocking the car, a bobcat attacks his wife. And it's this loud bobcat.
And he's got like brownies or something he's holding, and he throws them on the lawn.
Yeah.
He throws the brownies on the lawn, and he throws the bobcat across the lawn.
Yeah, so he grabs the bobcat, holds it up like
Simba.
Simba, yeah, and then screams, "Oh my God, it's a bobcat!" And then he whips it into the grass.
And then it just runs away.
And then he goes to pull his gun out. He's like,
Yeah,
shoot that fucker.
I forgot he pulled the gun out.
Yeah. And so that was a nice little sample that was added into the
So if you want entertainment like that, check us out Tuesday nights at Melvin Troy or twitch.tv/Melvin Troy.
Yes.
Every Tuesday. And then you got another schedule for that, Sundays?
Sundays I'm on at about, I don't know, it's up and all over the place, but I try to be on around 9.
Right.
But yeah, just playing on Sunday nights between 9 and 11, we'll say. And then there's some other schedules and things coming soon for the channel. There's going to be a real big reboot. By the time you're listening to this, the following week is going to be a big reboot.
But just like that guy with the bobcat, I'm sure that bobcat really irked him. Right.
Yes.
And we were kind of talking before. We were like, what would be a good show idea for this week? We started off with the Doudrop. That was, the Doudrop song, with the bobcat, and the bobcat really irked this guy. So we were like, I wonder, what are some things that irk us, right?
Yeah.
Just fucking get under our skin, like, or we just dislike, or just makes us like, just. I can't even think of the word. Like, ugh. Just ugh.
Yeah, you just don't even want to deal with it. Like, fuck this.
The first thing that came to my mind is I fucking hate Tom Cruise. I refuse to watch any Tom Cruise movies. I've never seen fucking Top Gun. He just fucking, as a person, as an actor, like, he just like, I just want to fucking punch him in the face.
Would you? Well, Tom Cruise is small, so if he showed up on your front lawn,
Yeah, you'd be a
would
little
you
guy.
pick him up?
Yeah, I would.
And whip him across.
I would. Because dude, and I think and I think it goes back to, and it's all the Scientology shit and whatever, but I think it goes back to when he was on Oprah or something. He was fucking jumping on the couch about, I think Katie Holmes, right? I love Katie Holmes. Like, he's such a fucking, like, dumbass. Like, I can't fucking, he's like douche. Like, I don't want to fucking deal with you. I don't want to watch you on the screen. If you come on my TV, I'm going to fucking murder you. I'm going to show up to your house and kill you. No, I won't, because, I'm not really
It's in
threatening
like,
him.
yeah,
But,
you'll do it in like GTA Online, yeah.
right. And I just can't stand him.
Yeah.
I can't stand this motherfucker. Like, if I could just punch one dude in the face, it'd be him. And I would have, I'd have to punch down because I think he's only like 5'4".
Yeah, he's a
And
little guy.
so he's a little guy.
Yeah.
And, the only movie I think I've really ever saw him in, I've never watched any of the Mission Impossibles. I've never watched Top Gun. I've never watched any of his shit. The only movie I think I ever seen him in was Outsiders.
The only two movies that I liked that he was in was because I don't have as much of a
Hatred?
feeling, much of a hatred, but he's just not my cup of tea. Generally, like most of his movies, I just feel suck. But the only two that I've watched that are like, okay, this is pretty good, that he was in, and he wasn't even major parts. He was a supporting act, like a character. One was a movie called Magnolia, where he just plays like this really douchey, like, pickup artist, like running like a seminar on how to like meet women.
Yeah,
And-
and the thing is he's not like a Brad Pitt. He's not a fucking good looking dude.
Yeah. I mean,
Like,
some people say that.
Like fucking this dude. Like, and if he's like 5'4", what girl's gonna fucking go after him? Because
True, yeah.
he's got money. That's it. Like, fuck this guy.
That's true. And yeah, so I mean, there was that movie, and then Tropic Thunder. I
Yeah.
thought he was good in Tropic Thunder.
And-
That was,
and he
but,
was
but you
in-
didn't even know it was him until
Yeah.
when I first saw it. I was like, until it showed it at the end, I was like, oh, it's fucking Tom Cruise. I didn't
And then
even realize.
he was in fucking Austin Powers,
Oh yeah, that's right. He was in there real quick.
just like at the end.
Yeah. But yeah, so as far as actors, I can't say that there's any particular actor that really gives me that feeling. But I know what you're talking about. You have this visceral, almost like not even. It's not really even based in reality. You just have this visceral reaction
Right.
that you just can't stand. And I have a few things like that too. Now you know, yours is Tom Cruise. Mine is something a little bit different.
Well, I have more. It's
Yeah.
just, I just wanted to start with Tom
Oh,
Cruise.
okay. Well, then I'll save this other one for a little bit when maybe if you have something similar, because I was going to go in a completely different direction. But as far as like people, I will say this.
Sam W.O.
No. Pete Davidson.
Okay.
So Pete Davidson. Now here's my feeling about Pete Davidson. In my opinion,
Kanye says he's got AIDS.
Kanye wants to kill him. Kanye will murder him. I have a feeling he will murder him, and it'll be on Donda 3. It'll be a skit where he's actually murdering.
Oh man.
But it's not a skit. It's just a live recording.
Yeah. Facebook Live.
Yeah, he's on Facebook Live it. But no, Pete Davidson. No, so the thing with Pete Davidson is when I first heard of him, I don't watch Saturday Night Live. Saturday Night
Right.
Live, since Will Ferrell left, in my opinion, some people say it was still kind of good after that. I don't care. In my opinion, when Will Ferrell left, I stopped watching.
Yeah, I've really never watched it. So
I watched it from like obviously the Chris Farley, Mike
Adam
Myers,
Sandler shit,
Adam Sandler
yeah.
stuff, all the way up until Will Ferrell left, and then that was it. But anyway, so that's where Pete Davidson got his like big jump, was
Yeah.
that he got signed on there, and he was like super young. Like this dude he's not even 30.
yeah.
By the way, he's like way younger, and he's been at it for a while. So anyway, all the girls like him, and he's and nobody like. I know he's got like a stand-up special out there, maybe one. I think I've never seen it. I'm curious to see it, but like everything about him is not about how funny he is.
Right.
It's not about his work. Is like, you know, you think of like, okay, maybe he's not so much a comedian. Like some people start as comedians that are better actors, like Eddie
Yeah.
Murphy, right?
Right.
Eddie Murphy's known more so as an actor than a comedian. He's a funny comedian, but his acting is where he took off and he stopped doing comedy. Steve Martin's another one. You know, that's same type of thing. But you know him for his movies. Now, Pete Davidson's been in movies, and some people said that like King of Staten Island's good, but it's almost like almost
Yeah,
autobiographical. Like it's not.
it's a decent movie. I watched it. It's a decent movie, but yeah, it has like a weird message.
Because in real life, his dad did die
yeah.
at 9/11. He was a
Yeah.
firefighter. So like it kind of, but that's almost like an 8 Mile like movie.
Right.
Like okay, you're building a movie around a personality that
Right.
already exists. So again, there's nothing you hear about it. He dated Ariana Grande. Now he's possibly dating Kim Kardashian. You hear about who he's fucking.
Right.
I've seen him on Saturday Night Live. Terrible. He like not even funny.
He's no Kenan Thompson.
No. And I heard him on the radio. So years ago on Sirius, he would go on the what they call that show? It was after Opie and Anthony broke up. It was Opie Radio, and so Opie had his own show still on Sirius, and he would have comedians come in all the time, and Pete Davidson would come in.
Right.
And he was funny because he's mean.
Yeah.
Like if he would just be a mean troll,
Right.
he'd be hilarious. Like I love that type of shit. Like there's some stuff.
Yeah, but now is it part of cancel culture?
Well, that's the thing. Now he's like in that thing because his fan base is like
15-year-olds.
15-year-old woke girls that think that they're neurodivergent. Like they don't have, you know. So now he's got to feed into that thing. Like, and so it's all about the substance. And I at one time I said that he was like the modern day version of Dane Cook. Like Dane Cook was. I thought he was funny early on. All the college kids liked him. Then the girls liked him. And then everyone was like, nah, he's not really that good,
Then
really.
he tried to be like an actor.
Then he
and
tried to be an actor. It didn't
bombed.
work out. But I would say this. Dane Cook's funnier than fucking Pete Davidson.
See, I never thought Dane Cook was funny either. So,
I thought early Dane Cook was funny. Like, I remember his first two albums.
Like, I don't. Like, I only like two stand-up comedians, and it's Tosh and Dave Chappelle. So, like,
Okay, yeah. I mean, Dane Cook is no Dave Chappelle. I would
Right.
say that I'm not putting those two in the same category. But at least, so my point is, when I hear somebody talk favorably about Pete Davidson, when I see anything about Pete Davidson, it's like what you feel about Tom Cruise. I was like, I want to tune out.
He
Like,
looks very dehydrated.
He does, yeah.
He just looks like he needs a glass of water.
Yeah, he looks like he's just strung out on fucking heroin. Like he's just like he doesn't look healthy. He doesn't look. I would say this though, like whatever that aesthetic is, but just a super scrawny white kid. Like if that was the thing that girls liked back when I was young, I would have been in. Like I would have had it made because that was me. That was me when I was young. Like I was like, I had no muscle definition. I had no nothing.
Dude,
was
you were
tiny.
able to see my ribs at one point.
Yeah, like that would have been awesome. All I needed was some shitty tattoos, and I would have bleached my hair. I don't know okay. So to piggyback that, this is another thing that's been bothering me, and I just have this visceral reaction: dudes that paint their nails.
Oh, dude.
I can't stand it. Actually skis me out.
It is weird.
Now, if it's like a gay guy or like a guy that's kind of like maybe not like transgender, but like some you know those guys that
Right.
are more flamboyant and they do that doesn't so much bother me because it's like okay, that's I don't know. They're already more feminine.
Yeah.
But it's guys like, we'll say a Pete Davidson who does this, and they're trying to be like a swinging dick masculine dude, and they're still doing it. I'm
Right.
like, I don't know. It looks weird. I could never do it. If somebody were to ever do that to me, like if I woke up and someone paid, I would chew my nails off. I would like, get this off.
Yeah,
I couldn't
there's
see
a
it.
dude that goes to trivia, and he's like a fat dude, and I don't know if he's gay or not. He could be, I'm pretty sure he's gay, but he fucking, like, I noticed that he painted his fingernails. Like, I saw him from the table over, and I'm like, it just fucking grossed me out. I'm like, dude,
Yeah.
it's fucking gross.
I don't know why. It's not, because in my opinion, I've been thinking about this for a while as to why I don't like it, and I understand. I don't have a problem with women do it. Like I said, I don't have a problem if there's like a more I'll say flamboyant or feminine dude,
Right.
that does that. Like, okay, whatever. But there's something about like,
It used to just be the goth kids back in our day. That
Yeah.
would do it, like black fingernails.
yeah, and then but that was like, but they went deep on
Right.
it, and I still wasn't into it. I still didn't like it, but it was like, well, you're gonna go that far into wear like fishnets as like a full outfit.
Yeah.
Whatever. You're gonna wear a trench coat and fishnets as a dude. Whatevs, dude. I guess that's what you're gonna do. But what I don't like is this like it's like an oversized, worn out band T-shirt, metal fucking stud necklace type shit. These gaudy metal rings, and they'll paint their fingernails. They have the same look. Oh, and they have to have the hair like in their eyes. They gotta have like not long hair, but it's just gotta be like messy hair,
Yeah.
like a mop head, and it just drives me crazy. But okay, so this is why I don't like it though. This is why I don't like the fingernail thing with dudes, because women do it for aesthetic reasons. Women like to, and this is my opinion. So if someone disagrees with me and thinks I'm wrong, then you feel that way, but you're wrong.
Go fuck yourself.
No, but
This is our opinions, and you don't have one. All right.
But generally, it's the same reason like women wear like makeup, because women are more apt to try to be more aesthetically pleasing, because men tend to pick partners based off of what they see visually.
Right.
Whereas women are more connected to like an emotional,
Right.
nonverbal thing. And so to see a guy do that, it to me, it almost seems like you're seeking extra attention. And as guys,
Peacocking, baby.
yes, as guys, it's not respectable amongst other men to want to be like, oh, look how good I look.
Right.
Nobody likes it. It's just weird. No dude respects it.
Right.
Because it's like you're trying to get this other attention on like, it's like you're just trying to be like fashionable. But what's even worse with like a Pete Davidson type or anybody that goes for that look is they're trying to be fashionable but have this like this put on like they're not.
Right.
And it's like
That's what pisses me off. They're like, "Oh, I'm not doing this for attention. This is just me."
But you're sitting
okay.
I would believe you if you didn't paint your nails.
Right.
Or and if you're wearing makeup, the same thing. It's like I would believe you if you didn't do that.
Dude, I wear basketball shorts everywhere. Like,
Yeah.
do you think I give a fuck what people think? Like,
And I'll be honest, the dudes that do that, they're the only, for the most part, talk to girls. Most girls that are going to be into that are way too young. You shouldn't be fucking with those
Right.
types of girls. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can understand if you're a 15-year-old dude and you're fucking maybe going through that phase, but don't when you're in your late 20s, 30s, fucking around, stop.
but
Just
I mean,
stop.
like in you say 15-year-olds. What, like if we were 15. Back when
back
we
in
were
the
15,
day, they would
I mean,
get your ass kicked.
yeah, you get your ass kicked or you get made fun of all the time.
Yeah.
But
There's been some
speaking
words
of-
you can't say anymore.
yeah, exactly. Speaking of like fingers and fingernails, I can't stand it when people fucking like are eating, especially like wings. They're
Yeah.
getting sauce on their wings and they just start fucking licking their fingers. It's fucking disgusting. Like,
Yeah.
when I eat wings, I have to. I'm a little anal about this because I don't like sauce on my hands.
Neither
so
do I. I
fucking
hate it.
but I love traditional wings. So I have to literally have like and you've been with me when we go to like Buffalo Wild Wings or something.
Yeah.
I asked the waitress, I'm like, can I get a shitload of napkins? And she's like, what's a shitload? I'm like, a fucking shitload. Just bring me a fucking shitload of napkins because I need to wipe my hands after almost every bite.
Yes.
Because I fucking hate having the sauce on my goddamn hands.
I am the same way. I hate having shit on my hands. I'll do the dishes
Yeah.
and I don't want to have to touch anything.
Right.
Like my parents used to get mad, be like, why? Because they would always assign me to go do the dishes. And it was basically just loaded in the dishwasher. I was fortunate enough that I didn't have to do it by hand. But I didn't want to have to touch all the shit with the food on it. He's like, what up? My dad would just pick it up. Just pick it all up. Your hands are going to get dirty. You just wash it off at the end. I'm like, yeah, but it's icky. I don't want it.
Yeah, it's gross.
It's like the same feeling of like seaweed. You get icky toe seaweed on your foot. Like, yeah, it's just a weed, just the same way you walk in the grass. But I don't know. When I'm swimming around, I don't want icky toe from a fucking seaweed. I'm sorry.
icky toe.
I don't want it.
It's like when you're fingering a chick and then she tells you to put the whole fist in, and then you can open your hand till about that much.
I don't know if I can relate to that.
It was gross, man. Just trust me. It's fucking gross.
I don't know. I don't think I've ever fisted anybody. I don't know if I want to.
I was like, there's no way you're gonna feel my dick now. So whatever. I'm glad you can feel my fist and my knuckles. I could spread my hand like that far, dude. It was fucking disgusting.
That's
anyway.
bigger than a baby's head.
Yeah, I
What's
know,
going
dude. It's
on?
fucking gross. It's fucking gross, dude. Like, Jesus Christ. You must be taking some hogs. Fuck, man. Anywho. Fucking gross, dude.
Well,
Fucking, if I was hard before, it went fucking immediately south.
yeah, don't fuck that. I wouldn't mess around with that.
But speaking of chicks, dude, like I also like I'm not to like just keep jumping topics, but like I fucking hate dude, and it's gonna sound bad, and it's only one way to put it. Like I hate fucking basic white chicks, dude. Not like like I gotta narrow it down a little bit because that's a pretty broad. But I fucking hate girls that want to go to the fucking like apple orchard and shit like that just to like take pictures, dude.
Yeah.
I fucking hate it for Instagram. Like I had an ex-girlfriend that wanted to do the fucking apple orchard, right?
Yeah.
And like that shit's stupid. Like I'm not fucking going. Like I'm not wearing your fucking little plaid shirt. I'm not going there and
She
fucking.
tried to dress you?
No. I was
okay.
like, no. But like, I'm not gonna fucking take a picture of you like reaching for an apple, or you know, like, or the fucking stupid thing that
What are you-
fucking they
You're
want
part of her PR team?
Yeah, I'm like, what the fuck, man? And like, I'm not gonna fucking just go there. Okay, and this was at the time where like you probably have been doing keto at this time.
Yeah.
And like I was doing like a Cheeto keto.
Yeah.
So she's like, yeah, I want to go to the apple orchard. Okay. I don't. I'm like, apple orchards are stupid. And I go, what am I supposed to do? I'm on this like keto, and I can't drink cider. I can't have donuts. Like, okay, I'm going to fucking drink bottled water and take pictures of you fake taking an apple off a tree? Get the fuck out of here. I'm not doing this shit. And then, so it was funny because she was like, she asked me, like one of her friends wanted to go on a hayride, right? And she's like, what, do you think that's stupid too? And I used a different word than stupid. But she's like, you want to, is this stupid too? And I was like, no, a hayride's actually fun. It's a fucking ride, and you fucking, you know, at least you're doing something.
And there's hay.
Yeah. You know, you at least you're fucking doing something instead of fucking, let me fucking take a selfie, check myself in on Facebook and Instagram, and then so I get a bunch of likes with everyone else that's fucking there on a fucking Saturday afternoon where every fucking other basic fucking bitch wants to go with their fucking man and dress up in flannel and fucking do pumpkin patching and
with the brown Ugg boots and the jeans,
the pumpkin spice latte,
and depending on the weather, they're either wearing the flannel like as a shirt or they have it tied around their waist. That's,
I'm like, dude, like I always told her, I was like, look, I go, one thing you don't have to worry about is I'm not boring, and that shit is fucking boring. Like if you're a lady out there listening, I don't know how many lady listeners we have, but don't fucking do that. Your dude does not want to fucking do that. Yeah, he probably will just to get some, but you don't want to do a fucking fun day. Go play whirly ball. Go fucking throw an axe. Go fucking paint each other nude. I don't fucking know. Fucking go to a pumpkin patch. I'd rather go to a pumpkin patch than a fucking go snowman tipping. Fucking wreck kid's snowman and do something fun. Fucking go chase a turkey at fucking Stony Creek. Let's go. Let's go do something fucking fun. Let's go on a hayride. Let's fucking rob a bank. I don't fucking care.
commit felony.
Yeah. I'm not fucking taking pictures near a fucking tree that no way you're going to fucking eat that apple or even take it off the tree. And if you accidentally break it off, you're probably just going to throw it on the fucking ground. You just want the goddamn fucking picture. Sorry.
No, I get it. I 100% agree. That's why I don't.
Fuck, man.
You gotta have like some. You know what works is if they have their own interests.
Yeah.
Like that's okay.
And their interest isn't just scrolling through Instagram and seeing.
That's what I mean. Is
or
like they actually
Facebook.
have to have a hobby. Like their hobby can't be I want to curate an image online.
Yeah.
Because that's not.
Like, let's get a model train set and
Yeah.
like build it. I don't know. Like, fuck. Like, I'll do anything over the fucking pumpkin patch. Or not. Even the pumpkin patch is better. I'm an apple orchard. Fucking stupid. And if you live in Michigan, you probably know what apple orchards I'm talking about. Or Metro Detroit.
Well, Unrelated to that, I have a very visceral reaction.
Oh,
No, well, okay. So I there is something that that I don't like. So I'm not a beach guy. So here's how I'm gonna segue
All right.
this. Okay, watch this. So, I don't like the beach. Now I'm not adverse to the beach. I'm not somebody that won't go to a beach, but I'm not really into the sand thing. I don't have as much of a visceral reaction to the beach as you do for an apple orchard.
yeah.
Like if somebody said, "Hey, let's go to the beach," I'd be like, "All right, I'll wear my shorts and my fucking Crocs, and only Crocs, no slides, no sandals, no barefoot, just some Crocs, cover my feet, and I'm not gonna. I'll maybe wear a wife beater at least, but I'm not going around shirtless. I don't know, because there's two things that I'm not big on. Okay, feet. I hate feet. I don't care if it's a woman's foot, a man's foot, a homeless person's foot, or a manicured foot. Doesn't matter. I don't like feet. If we could walk around with little wheels on our ankles, I would prefer that.
You should get surgery done.
I would do it. Let's fucking do it. I don't like feet. I also don't like shirtless men. And
I was about to say that, and I had no idea.
This is why I don't like the beach. I'm not one of those types that swims in a shirt. Like, I'll swim without a shirt on or something like that. But I don't like to go around a bunch of other, like, people, dudes in particular, that are shirtless. It's not that I have a terrible self-body image. Like, I know I'm not in the best of shape, but I'm not, like I said, I'm not the type where I'm just going to be, like, huddled in a corner and be like, don't look at me. I'm not a human. I'm an
a
animal.
sweat hog.
Yeah. Like, it's not that. Like, I'm not that bad off. But I just don't know. It just bugs me. I don't like hairy chests. I don't like none of it. I don't like any of that shit.
B looks like he's wearing a fucking sweater.
Yeah, he does. He's just, yeah.
Dude, okay, so the thing about the feet thing. Was it yesterday? Yeah, yesterday, because it was my day off. Yesterday, I go to lunch, right?
Mm-hmm.
Haven't had Olive Garden in a fucking minute. So me and my friend, we go to Olive Garden. We're sitting there, and she texts me because she couldn't say it out loud. And she goes, "Look to your right."
Mm-hmm.
So I look to my right, and there's this larger woman with her fucking shoes off.
This is what I mean.
And she's sitting with her one leg underneath the other leg, so her foot is like on the booth. So we're eating and just staring at her foot.
That's what I mean. It's gross.
And she kept calling her, like, it was two like older, larger women.
Yeah.
And they kept calling each other besties.
Oh, I hate the
And-
besties. And then they probably have over manicured eyebrows.
I couldn't make eye contact because I couldn't stop looking at the foot.
The worst.
The Foot Clan.
The Foot Clan. They're part of the Foot Clan.
So, but it was to a point, like, I really wanted to ask our server, be like, can we sit somewhere else?
Yes.
'Cause-
Can you make that woman put her shoe on?
Right. But, like, it was like, okay, so we were sitting where, like, it was all one long booth.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, one side was all one booth. And so she was sitting right next to my friend.
Yeah.
And then her friend was sitting on the same side as her. And then I was sitting on the other side. So it was just, I was like, dude, like, we're trying to fucking enjoy a meal. I get it. It's fucking Olive Garden, south of us.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it's not in a nicer.
No.
It's not in a nice neighborhood. Yeah.
And it's not the one you think either. It's not the one off of Gratiot.
Oh, okay.
It's the one off of Van Dyke.
Oh.
So,
okay.
like, 13 and Van Dyke-ish. 12
Okay.
and Van Dyke-ish.
Okay.
It doesn't really fucking matter. I don't really
Yeah.
care.
But but yeah, no, I
But
get it. It's,
I'm like, man, my friend, she warned me. She's like, because we were going to go the one lakeside, right? There's
Yeah.
one lakeside. She was like, I had to take her to get her car after, but so that's why we were down that way. And I was like, we go that one. She's like, I'm just gonna, warn you a little bit. It's a little trashy at that location. I was like, how, some people. I'm gonna ask how trashy can an Olive Garden be, but some people be like, oh, well, that's the fucking trash of Italian food. So, and like some of us, it's kind of classy. So who fucking knows? I'm not gonna ask that question.
Yeah, this is probably their big day out, and they got to take off their feet.
Dude, it was fucking
Their
weird,
shoes for
man.
their feet.
It was fucking weird.
Well, I had I don't know how accurate this is, so I might be speaking out of my ass, but so I remember hearing like I think it's like the Middle East or in India, like it's an insult to show the bottom of your foot, like to sit like how I'm sitting, like this with my leg crossed, like that is like offensive.
I think it's in Japan.
Is it Japan?
Yeah, because I think I remember learning about that in like exploratory language.
Maybe it's another. Yeah, I know it's a foreign country. Like sitting like this is not the move, and it's basically like giving them the finger.
Yeah.
And so, but I understand that because people's feet are gross, and I don't mind looking at a shoe.
Right.
I'm not that far. You can show me a shoe. You can show me a sandal, like a Croc, preferably. Like I want to see. If I see your foot, I don't want to see any. I'm showing you my foot. I don't want to see anything lower than this.
See,
this is the bridge of my foot here.
See, I don't. I enjoy feet, but I don't mind. Like I'm not like you where it grosses me out. But it does gross me out when I'm trying to fucking eat, and you got your fat fucking Foot Clan next to you, when waiting for fucking Shredder to fucking shred you some Parmesan cheese on your fucking tour of Italy. Fucking A.
Oh my god. But there's also like, okay, so there's outside of the physical, one of the big things that I don't like, there's certain words I don't like.
Same.
There's certain words.
Like I hate the C word, man. That
cunt?
and yes.
You don't like cunt?
No,
Okay.
And obviously the N word for fucking obvious reasons.
Yeah. That one's
But
always
like,
when you hear that one come out and you're like,
Ooh.
where are we going here?
But like we've had friends that said that.
Yeah.
And like I'm just like, dude, like can't you just choose a different fucking word?
With the C word?
Both.
Oh. Well, the C word, it depends on the C word because the C word.
It just pierces me, dude. Like it's. I don't want to fucking hear it.
The C word, I don't typically use the C word unless I'm really wanting to hurt. Like I won't use it on a woman.
Right.
I'll use it on a guy, and because it's when you just really want to call somebody like just the meanest thing, and it just for a dude.
Yeah.
Because there's so much like. It's sometimes it's hard to insult a dude, like
Right.
because if you just call a woman that, you're just gonna cry and then
Yeah.
you're gonna feel bad. You're like, well, that's a little overkill. But so that's the only time. But it's very rare, I'll say that. Or if I say C word, I'm referencing. By the way, I'm not talking about the N word. I'm talking about the C word. The N word. I'm not saying that anytime soon.
Not Joe Rogan.
Yeah. I'm not. Yeah, we're not Joe Rogan. We still have our podcast on Spotify. So let's settle down. But no, for the C word, sometimes I'll say it when no one's around. Like if I stub my toe, or I'll fucking I don't know. Maybe I hit my thumb with a hammer. Anything where you're hurt. You're like, God damn it, or that, or cocksucker. I'll say that one just because it just. I don't know why. It just feels like maybe because it's more of a.
It just feels right.
It does feel right. It just feels like when you're just angry and you don't know what to call, and it's usually an inanimate object.
Right.
Like it's like I can't get this desk together or whatever.
Motherfucker.
Yeah, like motherfucker doesn't do it anymore. It's too. It doesn't have the same sting.
Too mainstream.
Yeah. Now I'm not to the point where I gotta say the N word. Like that one is when someone pulls that one out. Yeah, that one is like that really it takes the air out of the room.
Yeah.
Like I remember, and this is the other thing too. It's like I remember growing up. Now, granted, when we were growing up, it still wasn't really the word to use.
Yeah.
But it was it wasn't like it is today. It didn't have the same repercussions.
Right.
But even then, I remember there were white dudes that thought they were all thugged out, living in the suburbs, and they would call themselves that, and they would throw that out like it was nothing.
Yep.
And I'm like,
they'd be like,
dude,
they'd be like that skit in Chappelle where he's the blind. Guy.
Yeah.
And he calls the two white guys that,
Yeah.
and they're like, yeah,
yes,
that's cool.
Yeah, like that's that's I remember that, and I was like, "Do you know how retarded you sound? Like, do you understand? Like, and I know you want to be like you're all thugged out street or whatever, but like nobody, what you're pretending to be." The real people like that are gonna look at you and be like, "What are you saying?
Right.
Like, what do you do? Why? Why?"
I remember I got in an argument with somebody because I was like, they said that they're like, well, Eminem says it. I'm like, name one song that he says it in, because he
No,
even
never.
mentions a lyric that says like something like about like beating my ass quicker than I could say the word, and he doesn't say it.
Yeah. He said, "Yeah, drink more liquor to
fuck you up quicker."
than you
Yeah.
want to fuck me up for saying the word," and he
Yeah.
leaves it blank.
Yes.
So he's not saying it,
Right.
but he's basically saying, "If I were to say that, you'd want to kick my ass." Like that's as close as it gets. But there were other, especially. I'm glad you brought up Eminem.
Mom spaghetti.
Yeah, yes, which I want to go to.
Dude, I do not.
I want to try it. I want to just try it. I don't know if it's a permanent location downtown, but I do want to check that out.
I don't want to go
We should take this show on the road, literally,
to Mom Spaghetti.
and go to Mom's Spaghetti, and then we'll talk about that later. But anyway, so Eminem has never said it, but there are other white rappers in that circle that were saying it for a while. So in Detroit, the Detroit rappers that were big, you had Eminem wasn't big right away. He was big a little later. Like Kid Rock, I think Kid Rock was technically the first one to he had like a mini rap career.
Yeah.
Then he went away, and then he came back even
Yeah.
bigger. And I don't know if he's ever said it.
I don't think so.
I don't think he's ever said it. So I don't know. I don't know his old stuff
Right.
as much. I know Devil Without a Cause and Beyond. I've heard some of his old stuff, and it sucks. But I don't know if he's actually said it. I know like ICP never says it.
Right.
Like they'll never say it. And then, but in connection with them, back in the day, Twisted used to say it a lot. Like their first album has like a bunch of it, and I heard it.
It's so awkward.
It was very. I always thought it was weird. I was like, why are they saying that? Like that was kind of weird. Because when I first heard them, it was when who sent it to me? I think it was Andy. Fucking the one way I go and kidnap
Yeah.
Vince with. He showed it. He exposed me to them first, and I remember hearing that. I thought they were black dudes,
Right.
Because of the way they were saying it. So I was like, oh, okay, this is interesting. And they kind of like they have like this ICP thing going on, but there's like, and then I seen pictures of it. I was like, whoa. This is not who I was imagining. This is way different. And they did it for like a while
Right.
before they stopped. And I was like, into the early 2000s. And it was like, I don't know. That one, yeah, that's a toughie. Like that is not. That's one of those words that you just
Say no.
Yeah, just say no. Just say no. Don't even. It's
Don't
not.
even.
It really isn't any reason to say. Like I remember. Well, I know we're going down a tangent here, but I remember like hearing years ago. I forget who got in trouble. Somebody got in trouble years and years ago for saying it. I can't remember who it was. Shit, I don't remember. But there was somebody got in trouble for saying
Kramer?
it. It was Kramer. Kramer said it. Kramer was retarded because I remember that when he went on there and he started
Yeah.
saying, and but the conversation came up of like, well, can you say it? When
Right.
can you say it? And I remember people saying like, well, you just can't ever say the word. And then it was like, and in my head, I was at that time. Now, granted, I was like this 10 plus years ago, actually probably like 15 years ago. When I was much younger, I was like, well, wait a minute. Like, what do you mean you just can't ever say it? Like, there's times when you can use it in reference to the word. Like 15 years ago, if we had this conversation, I would feel stupid for not actually saying it.
Right.
But as time's gone on, it's been more like, yeah, it's just not.
Yeah,
it's
just
not
a-
worth it.
Yeah,
it's just not,
just avoid it. We don't want to get canceled.
No, it's just not even worth it. Anyway, but as far as other words that I don't like, and they're usually like,
Moist.
I don't mind moist.
Most girls don't like the word moist.
Words like problematic. If anybody says problematic,
Dude, I'm using that all the time now.
I fucking hate problematic. It's like it. I can't stand problematic the same way. There was another phrase where people will like, I'll talk to people or I'll hear other people talking about like they'll come up with like details and they're trying to like make a detailed thing of like, well, this is because this and this and this and here's an argument as to why, and then all of a sudden then they'll be like, and then there's other stuff, and I forget what the other fucking thing is, but they'll usually like try to gloss over it. But more so, problematic, I can't stand. I can't stand like those phrases.
Dude, I can't stand when people are like, "Hey, how you doing? Oh, living the dream."
Yes, that's
I'm
what I was
living
going.
the dream.
Like phrases like that, like these cliche phrases.
Like
that
fuck your dream.
I'm so over it. Like when you hear people say, it's usually obviously it's gonna be married people that say this typically, but they say, "Oh, a happy wife, happy life."
Right.
And I'm like, oh my god, you just sound like you've given up.
Yeah.
You sound like a beaten man.
Happy spouse, happy house.
Oh,
You know
yes.
that one?
Yes. I want to burn your house down. Now nobody's happy. Just as I'm not happy because you said that.
I want to murder your children.
Well, I don't know if we'll go that far. You can teach them to get out of the fire escape, please. I'm still burning your house down, but I'm not, let them. Make sure you have smoke alarms. I'll let you know in advance.
Get the fucking rope ladder.
Between-
if you have a second story, get the rope ladder out.
Between 8 and 6 p.m.,
Just be out of your house.
be out of your house because I'm burning it.
But yeah, I come across multiple people a day, and I'm like, "Hey, how you doing? Oh, just living the dream." And I'm like, dude, like, obviously, you're not living your dream.
Yeah.
Like, you're living in a fucking shithole, or whatever the case is. I fucking hate that. Like, just be like, "Yeah, I'm fine." Or, sometimes I'll, pull a DMX, and I'll be like, "Yeah, same shit, just a different day."
Yeah. Yeah, it's just something like that. I'll just be like, it's all right. That's all I'll say. If someone asks me how I'm doing, I'm like,
Especially when I'm at work. How you doing? I just say,
Good.
"Well, I'm here."
Oh, there's that.
I'm
yeah.
here.
I just say good. I just be like,
Yeah.
good. I do it in different tones though. I'll either go, good. That means like, whatever. I'm not really thinking about this. I have other things to do. But then sometimes if I'm really, I'm like frustrated and I want to be really left alone, and they're like, "Oh, how you doing?" I'll be like, I'll just look at them and be like, "Good." And then I'll just walk away, and they'll kind of get it, like, "Oh, leave me alone, please." I don't like. Okay, so a little bit outside of that, I don't like when people. This happened to me the other day. I can't stand when people come up to me in public that I don't know.
And they're like, "Oh my God, you're Melvin Troy."
No, I love that. Don't get me wrong. I shout out to Uncle Stinker. I don't mind that. But what I don't like is when people come up because there's something they want. They either want you to fill out a form for a petition or something, or what I've had before. I've had this, and this drives me crazy, is when there's a sales pitch at some point.
Yeah.
They're trying to sell you something. Now, this happened to me twice before. Twice in the same mire. So I was out at the mire by like Great Lakes Crossing. This is years and years ago, back when I worked out that way. And I was in there needing something. I think I was buying, the first time, I was buying a razor. I needed to get a new electric razor.
A Razor Ramon.
Just for because I only shave about once or twice a week. And I just fucking
I haven't
buzz it.
shaved in a year and a half.
Well, back then I used to shave a little bit more. But it was just an electric razor. I was trying to get it, and a guy goes, and granted, now I'm in my mid-20s at the time. Guy comes up, and he's like, "Oh, have you heard good things about that?" Now, if a girl said that to me, I'd be like, "Oh, you just want to talk. Maybe we have a connection here or something." A guy says that to me, I'm immediately like, "What the fuck do you want? Like, you really want a recommendation on a razor? I don't know. It's cheap. I make $10 an hour.
Look up Google.
I still live with my parents. Like, I don't know what the fuck you want me to do."
Google it, asshole.
Yeah.
Get a review.
Yeah, go on Amazon, you fucking jerk. You fucking dummy.
You big dummy thick.
I was gonna call him something we already talked about.
Yeah.
Not the N-word. I wasn't gonna call him that.
Cocksucker.
Yes.
Oh man.
But anyway, so this guy comes up to me, and And he goes, "Oh, have you heard good things about this?" And I was like, "Ah, yeah, well, I guess." And I try to give short answers.
Right.
Like, I don't like to be bothered in public. I'm there for a reason. I'm focused. I don't like to be bothered. I one time was at a Barnes and Noble, probably when I was like, I don't know, between 18 and 20, and I was just walking around looking for a book, and some girl came up to me to make conversation the same way about some book, and then asked me to go get ice cream, and I turned her down because I was too focused on trying to find whatever I was
She could have been your
looking for.
soulmate.
She could have been.
You guys could have
cute
went to the
girl.
apple orchard.
She was a cute girl. We could have went to the apple orchard, and then it passed me by, and I never, nothing came out of it.
You could have been wearing just flannel shirts from then on out.
Yeah, but that's the thing. I don't bother me when I'm focused and lasered in. I can't. So this guy's asking me about a fucking razor, and I'm like, I don't know. Yeah, it's all right. He's like, oh, okay, well, and he asked me some other questions about like the weather or something. I'm like, it's good. And he goes, oh, what do you do for a living? And I was like, well, now granted, I had a shitty job, and I didn't like, and I was trying to find something else. And I told him, he's like, oh, that's pretty good. And he was like, I do a little bit of this. I do a little marketing and this, that, and the other. Oh, okay. He's like, yeah, we're always looking for new people. And I was like, well, wait a minute, maybe I can get a better job.
Right.
Because we talked about it before in an earlier episode from a while back, but I ended up getting
You
an
could
upgrade.
take this job and shove it, I think it's called.
Yes, it is. And I remember I got an upgrade job while I was working at Meijer as a cashier, making $5 an hour, and I having to pay a union due to making
That's half
six
your
something.
check.
Yeah, making $6 something at the mall working at Hollister. And the guy came through the line and gave me his card. I was like, so I'm always open to a business opportunity. I'm like, oh, okay. Really? You're looking for something? And he's like, oh, yeah. And it was like some sports drink. And I was like, oh, okay. And he's like, yeah. So, yeah, here, take my number down, and I'll text you. And he's like, okay. So he texts me some information on it, and I'm okay. And I kind of look it up, and it's a pyramid scheme. It's fucking Amway shit. And I was just like, God damn it. So I remember then he got really shitty, and I was like, hey, man, right now, thanks for the opportunity. Thanks for the job offer, but right now I'm just not. This isn't really something I'm looking to do. I'm in college still, and blah, blah, blah. And he goes, well, I didn't even offer a job. And I was like, what are you talking about? You've been texting me about some energy drink.
It's you don't get the money for selling the product. You get the money to sell the licensing to sell the product.
Yes, that's exactly what it was.
Dude, and for some reason I thought of this when you were talking. I fucking hate dudes that wear fucking cowboy hats. I fucking hate when guys wear cowboy hats. I'm like, dude, you look like a douche.
Yeah, cowboy hats and cowboy boots.
Yeah.
Now, if you ride a,
If you ride a cowboy,
I was gonna say if you ride a cowboy.
if you save a horse
Yeah.
and you ride a cowboy, okay, I guess you're in the clear.
Yeah, if you ride a horse and you're wearing cowboy boots, that's fine. I'll
Yeah.
accept it.
Or if you live in Texas.
Yeah, if you
but
live
when you live in Metro Detroit,
Yeah.
don't wear a fucking cowboy hat, even if you're going to a stupid ass country bar.
Yes. No, you don't need it.
You look like a douche.
It's not necessary.
Like, and they take it off and tip their hat to you. You're like, dude, you're a douche.
Yeah, no, that's terrible. I don't like that fashion statement sucks. And I can't for the life of me. I can't stand the I can't stand the guys. I can't stand the guys that are like older. We'll say 50, and they're dressed like they're ready to go clubbing on like a regular basis.
Oh, those are my bros.
Really?
Yeah, I don't really care.
It bugs me. It just bugs me. I'm like, come on, what are you doing? Like, let's get real. Like, I know.
I feel like I'm gonna be like that.
I try to look. I know I dress probably younger than I should. I still buy my jeans at like Rue 21.
Right. I just wear wrestling tees.
Yeah, I mean, but at the same time, I don't know. I'm not. I feel by the time I'm 50, I'm not gonna give a shit. Like that's the time where it's like, oh man, I don't have to give a shit what I look like anymore. Like,
I'm just gonna get a fucking. I'm gonna be a sugar daddy to some chick and just fucking pay him. Like fuck, dude. If I'm fucking single, like why not have a fucking little hot chick? Like fucking whatever, dude. Like fucking take my money. I don't care. Blow me. As long as we don't have to go to the apple orchard.
That's true.
You
Yeah.
know?
They probably are going to want that. Yeah. So I don't know. I just can't. I don't like. Oh. And as far as food items go, that I cannot deal with.
Anything that looks like a dick.
Can't do it. No. I can't.
You
I
know
don't.
how many foods are shaped like dicks? So many.
There's a lot. I don't. If something has cheese on it that doesn't require it, I don't want it. So, here's what I mean. Pizza, you need cheese on a pizza. That's
Yeah.
fine. I'll eat that. I don't mind cheese on. I don't even mind cheese, like cold cheese on like a Subway sandwich or something. I don't
Okay.
mind. Put a little provolone cheese on it. That's fine. What I don't like is the cheeseburger. I've eaten cheeseburgers.
I love cheeseburgers.
I can eat them,
I love
But-
cheeseburgers. I love the wrestler cheeseburger. Everything about cheeseburgers.
but I don't want. I don't want it. I will pick it up. I will do everything possible to pick it off. So here's what puts me in a rage. I go to I have had to calm myself down where I've been really mad. I will go to say a McDonald's or you go.
No, go with McDonald's. Go with McDonald's.
Go to McDonald's. Okay.
Go with McDonald's.
So I'll go to McDonald's, and it'll be something like a Big Mac.
Okay, perfect.
I'll eat a Big Mac.
I'm glad you chose Big Mac.
If they leave cheese on a Big Mac, I'll eat it. But if I'm really, really wanting a Big Mac and I want to enjoy it truly, I don't want cheese on it. So what I'll do is I'll ask it for without cheese.
Yeah, simple enough.
And then what I'll do also, because sometimes they get lazy and they'll just not think about it, I'll throw an extra thing. And I'll be like, yeah, take the pickle off too. So that means now there's two things you need to remember. So you're going to do one of them. And I'm increasing my odds that you're going to get the cheese order correct.
It's
And
different thinking.
Well, it just throws a little curveball.
Okay.
One more curveball where it's like, hey, I'm really messing up your system, so you're really going to make this brand new for me. And they'll give it to me. I'll pull away slightly. I'll look. And if it's slathered in cheese, I am in a rage. Now, again, a Big Mac I can accept because there's so many toppings and it just works. But what I can't do is say I go to like a Burger King.
Can we go back to the Big Mac real quick?
Okay.
All right. I got a question for you.
Sure.
You go through a McDonald's
Yeah.
at a certain time at night, you know?
Yeah. Like I know where
Would
you're
you
going.
rather have cheese on your Big Mac
Yeah.
that you ordered no cheese
Yeah.
or no fucking meat?
That was the most. You talk about rage. That was the most insulting thing ever.
You didn't answer the question.
I'll take the cheese with the burger. I don't. That
You
was
don't-
so
you don't want
upsetting.
3 buns.
They gave me 3 buns. They gave me everything. Just no meat. As if like, yeah, you know the thing that you really wanted? Fuck you. You ain't getting it.
If
You're
if you want meat, you've got to go through meat.
You're getting cheese one way or another. Like
that night I got like 6 nuggets in my 20 piece.
yes, that is enraging. I have, and look, I have the most sympathy in the world to a fast food worker.
I worked there. I worked at McDonald's.
Yeah, I think we've talked about it before about like how awesome it would be if you were a manager at a Taco Bell and like you were fucking balling. Like if they put like a commission, if it was like a commission based model. I think we talked about. I don't think we did this on a podcast.
No,
but we talked about this before. Just hanging out, and we were talking about how like, dude, imagine if Taco Bell had a commission based model on how many tacos you put out.
you get like a bonus for like a cheesy gordita crunch or like something like that's like upgraded.
Yeah, and so you get like a piece. So you want to get more. That way you make it fast. The idea was because the line would get so long, and so they'd make it faster so they can get more out, and then the people putting together the tacos have an incentive to keep making more.
Yeah.
So. And then we were talking about like, yeah, if you're like a Taco Bell manager, how awesome would it be that like you're fucking making like 6, 7 figures,
Because
managing
you're
a
just
Taco
pushing
Bell.
tacos out.
You're like, you go back to like a high school reunion And you're like, oh, yeah, what are you doing? Like, I work in logistics. I work in receiving. And you're like, oh, yeah? What do you do? I work at Taco Bell. And they almost feel bad for you until you go outside and get in your Lamborghini. And you're like, peace, suckers. I'm getting some free tacos.
It's your license plate says Liv Moss.
Yeah.
But yeah, you got a Big Mac with no meat at 3 a.m.
Yeah,
after the bar.
3 in the morning. That was one of the most enraging experiences. The other enraging experience was at Burger King. I order now. The Burger King's great because by default the double Whopper does not come with cheese. They charge you extra for the cheese.
Yeah, they do.
So there's no reason for them to put it on there. They ask you, of course, and I say no every time. I say no. And by the way, make sure there's no pickle on that, just to make sure you don't have like some extra one laying around and be like, I just give them the one with the cheese because we couldn't get rid of it. Like, I want a fresh one, goddammit. And they fucking gave me one, like, I'm talking covered in cheese, as if they were trying to tell me fuck off. So I get back in the line. I'm like, dude, I didn't want any cheese in this, and it's expensive.
Yeah,
Double Whopper's like $11, probably more now.
And gas went up.
Oh, I know, it's fucking ridiculous.
So now they gotta raise the price for that meat.
So I go give it back. Then they give me a single Whopper in exchange with cheese. And I'm like, now you're not even close. Like, you're missing a patty. You still got the cheese on it. I don't know.
They just took the one patty off and gave
probably. That's probably what they were like. I don't know. Take the patty. They probably just told him, like, take the patty with the cheese off of it and just put it together and he'll take it. And they took the wrong one off. They took it without it. And so I was like, dude, you gotta fucking, I remember I put it in reverse back to the window, and I was like, you gotta be fucking with me here. Like, can you give me the, because now, if honestly, at this point, if it was anything else, I would have just said, fuck it, I'll deal with it.
Yeah.
But this, now it's an insult. And then they finally make it right. But that moment was enraging because if they gave me it wrong again, I was going to take that burger and I was going to throw it through the window. I did that one time where...
You threw the food back in?
I didn't throw it in. I asked for no... Now, this was a different time in my life. I was a much more angrier person. I was much heavier. And I mean, I just needed it. I just needed this.
I needed my fix.
It was the one thing I was looking forward to all day long of a miserable day. I went to the Burger King. I get like $15 worth of food. I want my double Whopper and I really just didn't want pickle on it. I didn't want to have to fuck with it. I just want to eat it. And they gave it to me, and it was all fucked up. They put cheese on it. They put like extra pickles. It was crazy. It was like a patty of pickles. So I remember I just reached in to I took the thing off. I just scooped everything out of the bun, and I threw it at not the drive-through window, but the fucking like
the glass
window that's past it, and it all just stuck on the window, and I drove off. Or one time, or then there was another time. Sometimes I have temper tantrums. So
sounds like it.
There was one time I went to McDonald's, and they gave me the food and they gave me the drink, and as soon as I was already I took it and I was ready to roll, and I rolled up, and I'm like, wait a minute, there's no ice in this. Not necessarily a bad thing,
right?
But it felt warm, and then I sipped it. It's warm and flat. Like, I don't know what the fuck. I was so mad. I took the McDonald's cup and I just chucked it into the parking lot.
Like that Bobcat?
Yes. I was so mad because now it's like, I think this was during like COVID, so you couldn't even go inside.
Right.
So I had to I just chucked it. I was like, this is all I want. It's 3 a.m, and this is the only happiness I can have.
So, speaking of fast food, I went to Taco Bell today on my lunch break.
Yeah.
And this guy, I completely forgot about him. He saw me last time. And, I'm in my work clothes. And he's like, he asked me about a job. He's like, are you guys hiring? Mm-hmm. And I said, you can go on the site. I gave him the site. And I was like, just apply, see what happens, right? So I forgot I told this guy this. So I see him again today. And he's like, hey, man, I went on the site. I applied. And, like, I don't know this guy, dude. He's a fucking Taco Bell worker. I've seen him twice. I'm not gonna give him a reference. Like,
Oh,
you know,
I see.
like I'm not gonna fucking
Yeah.
refer him to work with me when I don't even know who the fuck you are.
Right.
So he's like, yeah, man, I applied, you know, and I was like, oh, which center or you know, which place did you apply for? And he told me, and he's like, yeah, I got a couple people that are trying to get me in there. I go, okay, so I'm thinking he doesn't want a reference from me. Well, then he proceeds to tell me that he's like, yeah, I haven't gotten a call back or anything. He proceeds to tell me that he just got out of prison, I guess.
Yeah.
And he said he was in there for like 10 years.
Oh, geez.
And I'm like, well, thinking in my head, I'm like, well, that's why they're not fucking calling you. You know?
Well, yeah.
And he told me that he got the job at Taco Bell and they're trying to, how did he word it? Like trying to like get him back into like society and being able to be around people. And I'm like, oh, good luck
Yeah.
on that, man. And I'm sitting there eating, and he's like, you know what? And he looked at me, and he pointed. He's like, you know what? I'll get you a free taco. And I'm like, nah, man, you know, I got a lot to eat right here. And he's like, no, I don't mean for right now. Get you a free taco next time you come. So he goes in the back, and he comes out, and he slides this coupon over.
Oh, okay. I thought he slammed a taco on
No.
it. Like, here, eat up.
He slammed a fucking coupon and slid it over
Okay.
for one free taco. And I was like,
Cool.
thanks, man. So then I went to my last place of business and I gave it to some kid. So I'm like, I don't want this fucking free taco. And then the kid said, well, he was like, where'd you get this one from? I said, down the street. He's like, oh, I'm banned from there.
You're banned.
I was
How do
like,
you get
how the
banned?
fuck do you get banned from Taco Bell? He goes, me and my friends went through the drive-thru and ordered $70 worth of food. And then when he went to the window, they're like, we can't pay for this. And the manager goes, what? And she's like, I'm going to take down your driver or your license plate so you're not allowed at this Taco Bell.
Wait a minute. Well, I mean, did they know they couldn't pay for
Well,
it in advance?
he's like when he told me that, he said all of his friends all had cash. So I'm like, okay, well, what's, you know, like fucking each person throwing $20, whatever.
Yeah.
And he's like, no one wanted to pay for it. So I'm like, what the fuck, dude? So yeah, he ordered $70 worth of Taco Bell, then just drove off. And I told him about, I don't know if you were ever with us when we were in high school, or maybe shortly after, but we used to go to the Burger King over on Garfield,
Okay.
and we used to go through the drive-thru and ask for an 8 pieces Church's chicken. and we did it so often that one dude came out and chased the car with a mop and said, don't come back here.
Piece Church's chicken.
Right. They're like, would you like an extra value meal or whatever? I'm like, nah, 8 piece church chicken. And they're like, we don't have that here. We're like, we just want our goddamn 8 piece church's chicken. And they got so mad. But I do feel bad because I used to work there too. Or not Burger King, but McDonald's.
Oh my God! No, I was lucky. I never worked fast food. So maybe if I did, maybe I'd be a little less the fucking.
It's
less,
easy though, man. Like, it's fucking easy. People fucking bitch like, oh, fast food fucking sucks. It's fucking easy, dude. And then, like, especially if you work there when you're like 16. Like, I worked there with like Moose and a bunch of people we went to high school with, and then there was like 2 hot chicks. Like, it was a fun, like, it wasn't a fun job. Like, it's still fun, like kind
Yeah.
of stuff, but it's not as bad as people think. Like it's fucking fast food, dude. It's easy.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't have to take it. You're showing up. Like I remember at that age, like it was fun because you were young enough where it's like, well, your whole life isn't dictated on like what this job.
Yeah, then you see the people that it is, and
Yeah.
you're like, all right, well, I'm not gonna let that
And it was
turn to me.
It actually was like, I remember when I worked at the mall, like there were times like I never took time off because I didn't want to. Like I
Right.
wanted to go in because I'd miss out on something.
Yeah,
Like if I took a vacation, like they were good with me on taking a vacation. I did it a few times, but Like if I did that, I'd be like, well, what all happened? Be like, oh, so and so got fired. What? I missed out on so much
Yeah,
stuff.
so much drama.
Like
so
all I
much
gotta
fucking-
do is fold clothes. Like
Right.
this is easy. You're gonna pay me, and I'm gonna, dude. I would stay there later because I'd be like, well, fuck it. I'll just, I don't know. I'm still working on
The
this.
dude that trained me at McDonald's, I'm 15 years old, dude.
Yeah.
And this is probably on our job podcast. That guy was like, he's like, my first experience with McDonald's is when Ronald McDonald came to my elementary school. And I was like, that's great, man. That's awesome. And he's like, I was inspired since then. And I've been working here for 15 years.
Damn.
And I'm like, it's awesome, dude. That's awesome. And then like fucking 10 years later, I saw the same guy at a Burger King. And I'm like, you motherfucker, dude. You
Oh, he gave up.
You fucking traded. You're a you're fucking who's the fucking traitor?
Benedict Arnold.
Benedict Arnold. You fucking Benedict Arnold at McDonald's to come to fucking Burger King. You're fucking
Yeah.
arch nemesis. You met Ronald McDonald in elementary school, and he had such a big impact on you that you wanted to join the McDonald's fucking family, and you wanted your last name to be fucking McDonald. I guarantee you. And
Yeah.
now you're siding with the king.
Yeah. And I'll say this too. Talk about McDonald's versus Burger King. I like that this turned into a fast food thing, but you get McDonald's versus Burger King. McDonald's had, like, as far as like fast food toys. Now, the reason this came up to me is because
Because you wanted the Beanie Babies?
there was the Beanie Babies, but in that bag of shit over there on the floor,
Yeah.
there's some old toys, and I believe there's some McDonald's toys in there, and there might have been like a Taco Bell toy or something.
The Chihuahua?
Not a Chihuahua. So they would do, like, obviously McDonald's was the first to do the toys,
Yeah.
the Happy Meals, right? And then they started to get some good ones. I remember early on the Mario Happy Meal toys were fucking awesome. Did you ever have?
I don't recall.
You never had those,
No.
dude. I wish I had them. Still, it was for Mario 3. Mario 3
Happy
had
Meals
come
were
out.
a luxury in my house.
Yeah.
I didn't get my Happy Meals.
I didn't get a whole lot back then either.
I got whatever my
So-
mom had a coupon for.
Oh.
So like a burger.
No, I would get one every now and again. And I remember when Mario 3 came out. So this is probably like 89. And I remember, I think it was 89, yeah. I was probably like 3 or 4 years old.
How the fuck do you don't
So-
remember this?
I do remember it because I was living in an apartment at the time, and I remember I was in the tub playing with a couple Mario toys that I had gotten, and I had the little Goomba. It was a little Goomba that you would put his head down, and it would pop back up, and it would kind of like hop a little bit.
Yeah.
And then there was a Luigi on a cloud, and you could, or wait, was it Luigi on a cloud or was it Lakitu on a cloud? I forget, but there was something like that. Someone was on a cloud, probably Lakitu then. And then there was a Mario with the tail, with the raccoon tail.
Okay.
So I had like 3. Though I think I had those 3, and I was playing with them
This
in a
sounds
tub.
familiar, so I might.
Yeah, there was more to it, but those are the ones I remember. Oh no, there was a Koopa, a little Koopa,
Yeah.
as well. So there was those. Those were sweet. Then Sonic 3 came out years later, and they had a set of toys. It was little tails that you'd pull the string, and it would be like a little helicopter. His tails would be like a helicopter and would fly up in the sky. You had a little Dr. Robotnik, you'd wind him up in this little Eggmobile, and he'd spin in circles. And then you had like a Sonic, and you'd push a button, and he'd shoot out. And then there was Knuckles, you'd push him, and he spins in circles. There was something else I can't remember.
These all sound fucking lame.
Dude, these were the shit. The Back to the Future. They had Back to the Future toys, but it was based off the cartoon.
This shit sounds so stupid.
I wanted that DeLorean. I bit a child's stomach over it. Andrew Sebastian.
Okay.
Andrew Sebastian.
You do not know someone named Andrew
Well,
Sebastian.
not anymore. But Andrew Sebastian, I'll never forget. I was in preschool, and Andrew Sebastian was my nemesis. And
Andrew Sebastian.
Andrew Sebastian, I'll never forget it because his last name was. I remember this because his last name was Sebastian, the same name as the crab in Little Mermaid, which had just come out around that time, maybe like a year or so before. And I remember because I liked the Under the Sea song back then, and they had a the preschool that I was in, people would like give toys for kids to play with, and they had a Back to the Future DeLorean, and it was a little Doc Brown hang out the window. It was a cartoon version of him hang out the window, and I thought it was so cool. There was that. There was a little Marty McFly with on a hoverboard. There was some cool shit, and he took it from me and he wouldn't give it back to me, and so I don't know why his belly was exposed. He had a little gut, and I just leaned down and I just bit him right in the belly button until he bled. Because
Dude, you're fucking vicious. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Then he also kicked me in the balls another time. So I had anger issues as a child. My parents went through a divorce at that time. It was about a year after they divorced. So
your parents don't love each other because you touch yourself at night.
But I hated Andrew Sebastian with a passion. He was my very first enemy. He was one of a handful in my life, and I'll never forget him. He was the first.
There was this kid I went to elementary school named Stephen Drews. And he was not my arch nemesis, but we were at Moose's house, and his grandma was looking through the yearbook, and she saw Stephen Drew's picture, and she's like, "That's one ugly woman." It was Stephen Drew. But that's all I had to say. It just made me think of that. I don't know why.
Yeah. But yeah, the McDonald's toys are way better. Burger King had shit toys. They just had their little whiz kids. Remember the little Burger King kids? They would be like,
dude, I don't know.
There was like a handy capable. There was like a blind guy. there was they had like one of every group. There was a girl. There was like a ginger girl. There was a black kid. I think there was an Asian kid too. But they had like a wheelchair. And you know what the guy in the wheelchair's name was? Wheels.
I was going to say that, Wheels.
I was like, wow.
I want Wheels.
Yeah. But I was like, they tried to make it like a thing. Like, because McDonald's had Ronald McDonald. And they're like, oh, yeah? Well, we were going to have...
We got Wheels.
We have the Kids Clan or whatever. Kids Club. They were the Kids Club kids. That's what they were called. Kids Club kids.
I can only imagine Wheels as like that dude in Scary Movie 2. Like, I can do it myself.
It's kind of like that, yeah.
He just sucks himself off. I'm like, good job, Wheels.
I'll never forget, though, speaking of Taco Bell, this is how we're going to tie it all together. First time I had Taco Bell, first time I ever had Taco Bell is because I wanted the toy that they were offering. Because Taco Bell didn't offer toys. My mom was like, well, we can stop at Taco Bell. Because I wanted to get, they had Goosebumps toys. And they had like little toys based off Goosebumps books. And one that I had gotten was a hamster. And it was like a normal
Bad
hamster.
Hair Day?
I think it was, I forget the name of the book, but it was a hamster. And it was like an angry hamster. And it was like a rubber hamster head, cartoony hamster head. But if you turned it in, you could turn it inside out, and it was like now a mutated hamster.
Ooh.
And I remember I got like a little kid's soft taco meal. And
see, I told you eat soft tacos. Everyone that listens to the stream, everyone in that community, you have just heard Melvin eats tortilla tacos.
No, I don't. But here's why. Because I got it, and it was cold, and it was gross.
Delicious.
And between that and the smell of rubber from that stupid hamster toy, it grossed me out, and I never wanted to eat a soft taco ever again in my life.
Me and Noster were at Taco Bell. This was back in like 05 when I think it was 05, somewhere around there, because the Super Bowl was here, and there was people from out of town because they were here for the Super Bowl, and we were eating, and they threw away their trash, and like the Taco Bell by us, the trash would talk to you. It'd be like, "Thank you," and they're like, "Hey, their trash cans talk here," and we just looked at them.
That's pretty cool.
It was pretty cool. Anyway, I think that kind of wraps it up for today. Yeah. We went from dewdrop to the C word and other words, to fucking apple orchards, to fast food. We covered a lot of ground today.
We did. We covered a lot of ground, and I just know that I know we got some stuff coming up overall. Obviously, the Twitch streams are you're not gonna want to miss out on those moving forward. Twitch.tv/Melvin Troy. Be there or be a loser.
Yep.
And we're looking at getting some guests on here again now that we're back in action. There's gonna be.
There's
big things.
we're trying our best to create a weekly show, weekly podcast that is, for our loyal listeners.
Yep.
And loyal audience.
Everyone
so we appreciate you guys
on a regular basis.
So until next time, what you gonna do, brother? When you're jerking off to my fucking action figure in the corner, bro. I don't know where I'm going with this, but you listen to the 64-Bit Legends every fucking week, brother. Or I'm going to come and I'm not going to say what I was going to say.
He's just going to come.
I'm just going to come. Pre-jism. Until next time, we are the 64-Bit Legends.
In the chat, you ever have a moment where the dude, where he's like getting all horned up, he has kind of like little foreplays going on, and he's like, hey lady, here comes the pre.